Welcome to Painting Made Easy with April May. I'm April May, and today I'm going to be demonstrating the background that I did in Airbrush for the Stellar's Sea Eagle. So let's get started. So I'm using, for the paper, it is the Fabriano Watercolor Hot Press 140 pound, and it's size 9 by 12. And I'm using a Masters airbrush that I got off of Amazon. I think it was around 50 bucks with the compressor and the airbrush gun. And pretty much the airbrush gun I just do for accenting. I'm not an airbrushed artist by any means. So what I'm doing now, and I'm using the Createx airbrush paint, and I'm just gonna do the background in black. And I have my paper taped to a canvas that I always have on my easel, which allows me to kind of spray paint on it, and I don't know, it's kind of a junk canvas that I always have behind my paintings that I can put paint on or spray my airbrush gun on or whatever. And I'm just kind of playing around. I'm just trying to get the paint on the paper, and I'm just kind of practicing with strokes and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm not that good with an airbrush. I mainly just use it to accent things occasionally, and for doing these kind of backgrounds. And this was the background that I did for the Stellar's Sea Eagle, which was done in ink tints, and that's only the second time I've ever used them. And so I'm playing around. I was playing around, you know, kind of practicing with the Stellar's Sea Eagle, and then with this background I'm not just too concerned with things. This piece of paper, on the back side of it, I had been playing around with colored pencils. So this isn't anything I would ever sell, or the Stellar's Sea Eagle is nothing I would ever sell. Again, I was just kind of practicing, trying to learn the medium, the ink tints medium better. So again, I'm just trying to get this whole background black. Since this is paper, I'm doing the whole background with the black airbrush. If this had been a canvas that I was going to be doing acrylics or oils over, I would have painted the background in acrylic. I would have painted it black. Now I'm probably cleaning out my gun. I'm going to switch the colors in it. That's the only thing that I find annoying with airbrush, is that every time you go to switch the colors, you have to clean the gun out completely. So now I use, obviously, a circle template that I got off of Amazon. I'll link all of the supplies I used in the description below. And I've just picked a brown, Createx brown paint. And I just go with the template. I just go inside the template in a circle motion, focusing mainly on the edge of the circle, leaving the inside of the circle more translucent, where you can see that black through it better. And I'm just switching circle sizes and paint densities. Some of them are going to be darker, some of them are going to be lighter. I just want a random pattern of different size circles and different size color densities in this one particular color. Now I'm going to switch over to a different color which requires me to clean out the whole paintbrush again, or airbrush. This is the slowest part of it. So, I guess I'm actually just adding paint. This looks like it's still the same color. And you want to make sure that some of your circles go off of the edge of the paper, the edge of the canvas. Now I'm doing really small circles. The small circles I tend to do darker, and the bigger circles I tend to do it a little lighter. And as you'll see, these are real bright spots. As the paint dries, it will dull down a little bit. So now I've switched to like a soft beige color. And again, I'm just doing the same thing, just random circles, making sure some of the circles go off of the paper, and a real random pattern. You don't, for this type of background, you definitely don't want to see a distinct pattern in there. And you want more translucent circles and more opaque circles, all different sizes. I do get overspray when I'm doing one circle. The paint may overspray into some of the other circles. You'll kind of see where that happens occasionally. I don't worry about that. When that does happen, I just take a bigger circle and go over the overspray and cover it up with another circle that's bigger, especially if I get multiple circles of overspray. You can kind of see where that's happened on the right hand side of the canvas. There's a circle there with two circles above it that look like Mickey Mouse ears. That's what I'm talking about with the overspray. That happens especially when I do that circle. I get that. See, now I've just covered them up. For some reason, that particular circle does that a lot. And you can see as the paint dries how they're dulling down. They're not going to be this bright as they are when they first go on. And I'm not focusing on the center of the paper because that is where my sea eagle is going to go. So I'm not wasting a bunch of paint painting that center since I know it's going to be covered up. Now I'm going over it with a light gray. And in my opinion, this type of background looks better when you have multiple layers. You don't necessarily have to do the colors. You could do this all in white and then glaze over the color. You could glaze over the color with acrylic or with oil. But when you have the layers of the circles, I just think it looks a lot better. If you're going to glaze over with multiple colors, it's probably better to lay that color down with the airbrush as opposed to trying to glaze over each circle. Now if you saw my ballet slippers, I did the same kind of background, but I did it with all white circles, and then I glazed over with the blue. So that's it for the background. It's now ready for the sea eagle. I hope this video has inspired you. It's now your turn to go out and inspire somebody else. Please remember to hit like and subscribe. It's like giving me a tip, but doesn't cost you a thing. You can also follow me over on Facebook, Instagram, and my Patreon page. All of the links will be listed below. Thank you for watching.